This episode of the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report is brought to you by Draeger Rental and Safety Services, your trusted source for industrial safety services and technology. We'll share more about Draeger later in the episode. Welcome to the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report, your go-to source for the latest updates in the energy sector. I'm Samantha, your AI podcast host, and today is December 6th, 2024. In today's episode, ExxonMobil announces leadership changes, Shell completes the sale of its Sinco pipeline system, and other top news from the energy sector this week. But before we get started, we ask that if you enjoy our podcast, please like, comment, and share it with your colleagues. Your support helps us grow and allows us to bring you even more exciting updates from the energy sector in the future. With that being said, let's jump into the first story. We'll open the show up with big changes in ExxonMobil's executive suite. Liam Mallon, president of ExxonMobil Upstream Company, is set to retire on February 1st, 2025, after more than 3 decades of dedicated service. CEO Darren Woods expressed gratitude for Mallon's leadership and wished him well in retirement. Dan Ammann will step in as president of ExxonMobil Upstream Company, bringing his expertise from leading low-carbon solutions and a track record at GM and Cruise. Meanwhile, Barry Engel is set to lead ExxonMobil's low-carbon solutions starting January 1st, 2025, leveraging his extensive experience from GM's North American and international divisions. As Woods put it, these appointments bring fresh perspectives to ExxonMobil's leadership, continuing their strategy of innovation and diverse expertise at the top. Next up, Shell Pipeline Company LP and Triton West LLC have finalized the sale of the Sinco pipeline system and Colex terminal to Edgewater Midstream. The move is part of Shell's strategy to streamline operations and redeploy capital into ventures that align with its Powering Progress plan, focused on delivering greater value with fewer emissions. After Shell sold its Deer Park refinery stake to Pemex in 2022, these assets became non-strategic, prompting this latest divestment. Edgewater, known for operating pipelines and terminals near key U.S. petroleum hubs, takes the reins on these Houston Ship Channel assets. Meanwhile, Shell continues its broader energy mission in the U.S., investing in both traditional and renewable energy, with a workforce of over 13,000 driving innovation for the future. We'll move on now to a story focusing on a strategic shift in the adhesives industry. Dow has finalized the $150 million sale of its flexible packaging laminating adhesives business to Arkema, marking a key step in aligning with its long-term growth and sustainability goals. This deal, initially announced in May 2024, includes 5 manufacturing sites located in Italy, the U.S., and Mexico, as well as solvent-based and solventless laminating adhesive product lines. Dow plans to use the proceeds to fuel growth strategies and support its circularity initiatives. Karen S. Carter, president of Packaging and Specialty Plastics, highlighted how the move strengthens Dow's core business and positions it for future innovation and success. Despite the sale, Dow retains its water-based and acrylic adhesives businesses, reaffirming its focus on sustainable and high-growth areas. Before we move on to our next story, a quick word from our sponsor. This episode of the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report is brought to you by Draeger Rental and Safety Services. From daily operations to large turnaround and shutdown projects, partner with Draeger for smart technical solutions that protects, supports, and saves lives. To learn more, visit www.draeger.com. For our next story, ONEOK has completed its MB6 fractionator in Mont Belvieu, Texas, and fully looped its West Texas NGL pipeline system. The new fractionator, with a 125,000 barrels per day capacity, pushes ONEOK's total fractionation capacity past 1 million barrels per day. This not only reduces reliance on third-party services, but also positions the company to meet rising market demand for natural gas liquids. Meanwhile, the looping of the West Texas NGL pipeline expands its capacity to 515,000 barrels per day, with plans for additional pump stations to increase capacity even further to 740,000 barrels per day by mid-2025. Pierce H. Norton II, ONEOK's president and CEO, highlighted these expansions as vital steps in providing reliable midstream solutions and supporting NGL growth across the company's integrated operations. We'll wrap today's episode up with a significant LNG development. Woodside has signed a revised lump-sum turnkey EPC contract with Bechtel for the Louisiana LNG project, which includes a 3-train, 16.5 million tons per annum foundation development. Bechtel has been actively working on site since Woodside's acquisition of the project and will continue under a limited notice to proceed. This allows ongoing construction and the procurement of essential materials and services. Woodside CEO Meg O'Neill highlighted the project's momentum, noting that competitive EPC pricing, progress toward FID readiness by early 2025, and growing interest from potential partners position Louisiana LNG to meet rising global demand. The foundation project is expected to cost $900 to $960 per ton, with expenditures through Q1 2025 forecasted at up to $1.3 billion, fully aligning with Woodside's strategic framework. And with that, we come to a close on this week's episode of the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report. You can head over to bicmagazine.com to read the full stories discussed today, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels so that you never miss out on the latest developments, updates, and announcements from the energy sector. Have a great day, and remember, it's what we do together that counts. Thank you again to Draeger Rental and Safety Services for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure to visit www.draeger.com to learn more about Draeger's smart safety solutions for your facility. When safety matters, rely on Draeger, technology for life.